Good morning. Happy 4th of July. What an all-star crew this morning, led by myself. Of course, Title, DC, and Tony decided to drop by as well. Great to see you. And one thing I needed to do, probably 10% of the reason why I actually came on the show today, was to congratulate Tony because he finally won six figures. We don't say congratulations for $99,999.99. Congratulations, oh great one. Way to go. You actually got it from me. I know it hurts your feelings when I don't give you congrats, but today you get another one.
I don't know. I don't like the bow, but I do. I forgot I got a congratulations from you because you don't usually tell me that. So it is an honor to receive that from you. It's the best part of winning six figures, getting that congrats. So I'm glad you hopped on as well.
Yeah. Well, the bow was more condescending than anything else.
I didn't like the bow part.
Yeah,
that was like ruining the moment.
Yeah. But now we're back to normal. Happy Winter's Day. Hello, DC. Good morning. You've got a smirk on your face. I don't know what's going on over there, but what's happening on this 4th of July?
Just another fantastic Holden intro to the show. Always makes me smile. Today, you outdid yourself. It's 8:30 in the morning here in the beautiful state of Colorado. But we're ready to talk some baseball. Kind of a weird slates where the games are all divided up, and it seems like there could be better action than is available, but nevertheless, we'll try to pick some winners here.
Yeah, we got a 3-gamer we'll talk about real quick. We'll go to the 7-gamer a little bit later on. And then there's Title Town. Good morning, Title. Wonderful to see you. He's going to be the man that tells us all about the differences between FanDuel and DraftKings today. But before we do that, what's the plans for the 4th? Any hot dogs? Any ladies? What's going on, Title? What are you doing today?
I'll be heading down by the river. That's right by the city. A bunch of people hang out there, bring out some floaties, bring out some coolers. I was just doing it yesterday. Going to hop on and do that same thing today. Always.
That's downtown Austin, right?
Yep.
I love that.
Bring it out some floaties. You just said.
Oh yeah. You get $8 from Walmart. Blow that thing up with your mouth. Bring that out there. Grab a cooler on it. Oh yeah!
Don't forget to take your swim trunks off and lay on the floaty. Get some pictures.
You won't see a picture like that.
It can live in infamy on the interwebs forever, as BigT knows.
Title, don't do that because you'll probably get arrested. Okay.
Yeah, definitely wasn't even thinking about it. Don't worry.
Good. So
I got a quick question though for you, DC or BigT. I don't know if you would know this, Holden. I swear, or I trip in that 4th of July always had just the normal main slate at like noon or 1 or something, and not this 5:10, like, right? Or am I just completely wrong?
No, you're right.
I thought for sure when I was looking at because I don't ever look ahead, like I'm sure you guys probably don't either. So when I pull up today's slate, I thought for sure it would be all noon, 1, 2, all of them early. I was not expecting any night games. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that was sad.
The main slate at 6:40 Eastern time. Yeah. Could be a soft one. There could be some people jumping in there with some bad lineups later on. So we'll see. I'll be playing it. I'll be in those streets. So we'll see.
All right, very good. Difference between FanDuel and DraftKings today. Title. What do we got here?
So for the main slate, the early slates they always mess up. You can check over very early or something. I don't know who's playing it, but for the main slate on FanDuel, they're both 7 games. DraftKings and FanDuel, but FanDuel is locking at 6:10 Eastern and is including the first game, which is, let me pull it up quick. I believe it's before I even say it wrong, let's see.
Fucking FanDuel.
The Giants Diamondbacks game, FanDuel is including at 6:10 Eastern, whereas DraftKings is locking at 6:40 Eastern, and they are including the doubleheader of the Detroit game later, which does have some weather concerns. I see Detroit, Cleveland. So they have an early game. They have a doubleheader. DraftKings including the doubleheader. FanDuel is not, but FanDuel locks 30 minutes earlier to include the Giants Diamondbacks game. 2 7-game slates.
Thank you to FanDuel for making us spend one more extra hour at our computers today if you want to play ball. Appreciate that.
So we do have a sexy little 3-gamer. And we'll start with the 3-gamer. We'll get to the 7-gamer a little bit later. Unless there's anything else anybody wants to chime in on. Is there anything going on today? I watched my first 5 minutes of Wimbledon.
We actually got like the match I'm watching right now. It's in the 5th set. It's 6-5 in the tie break.
Yeah. Who is it? Kyrgios?
Turn something on and get distracted like you, BigT.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were watching over there. Yeah, makes sense.
It's 6-5 tie break in the 5th set, so it's actually like a incredible match here, finishing up as we're doing this.
Is it Nick Kyrgios?
No, he's in a good match too right now, but that's earlier on. I think he's in like the third set or something.
Tennis Tony.
Ooh. I watch all the majors.
Yeah,
I've played every slate since Wimbledon started.
That last Kyrgios match was quite the rage on
that.
Twitter.
Was like incredible.
I didn't watch it, but like every single tweet on my timeline was about that match.
It was the most shit talk you've ever seen in your life in a tennis match. He was like hitting at him. He was hitting between his legs.
Yeah, I saw like the underhand serve and then like the.
It was.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
All right.
Every time he hit a bad shot, he'd be like, "Nice shot." It was.
He really awesome. Said that?
Yeah. There was some serious. The announcers were like offended. They were like so offended that it's disrespectful to the game. They kept saying like it was good stuff.
I turned on tennis one time like 2 months ago, and that dude was playing, and he just kept chirping the judge, chirping, and he lost like a whole game because of it. The ref finally was like. He just like went off. It was, that dude likes a chirp for sure.
That's good. That'll actually get people interested in watching tennis. So happy 4th of July to all you too. If you feel like hitting the like button, go for it. If you don't, no big deal. It's a holiday. We'll deal. Matty Ice, you like the hat? This hat is old, man. This hat's from like 2008. Long time ago. Let's get into this though. Let's look at this slate and we'll start with a 3-gamer. Texas, Baltimore, Cleveland, Detroit, Tampa Bay, Boston, DC. We'll just start with you here then with the pitching. Dunning, Beeks. You got an opener. You got 2 openers today, Hill and Davis. Talk to me. What do we want to do at starting pitcher?
Yeah, you described this early slate as sexy. I don't know if that's quite the word I would choose.
I know. I got beer goggles this morning on this slate.
Yeah, it's difficult to get like half the pitchers on a slate that I've never heard of, but they did manage on this slate. Dean Creamer, I think Creamer, however you say it.
He's awesome.
Think he's been pretty solid recently. Gets this Texas team. I think he's an okay option pitching at home. Zach Plesac, I'm not a fan of his in general, but he does get the Tigers clearly, or at least, tied for the best matchup. I think he's fine at 8K. Dane Dunning, you can go all the way up there. I mean, these are guys that I've pretty much never played this whole year. Dunning and Plesac in particular. I've used Creamer a couple times. So I think it's close between those 3. Like you mentioned, Beeks, the opener, so he's not an option. What is it? Cutter Crawford, I don't think is going to get. He's terrible, so I wouldn't go that direction. And then I think the interesting option starting for Detroit would be Garrett Hill making his MLB debut. 5,800 on DraftKings for him, and he's been, I don't admittedly know a ton about him. In fact, I'd never heard of him until this very day, but his minor league numbers this year do look pretty good. I mean, a really, really high strikeout rate. He's been going decently deep into games. And the matchup is okay against Cleveland. So I think you could go that direction. Wouldn't touch Foucher or Austin Davis, who's opening for the Red Sox. So, yeah, I think 4 pitchers in play for me. I guess if I had to rank them, I would probably go – we'll go Plesac 1 just because he's up against Detroit. Creamer 2, Dunning 3, and George Hill 4. But yeah, I think you could maybe get George Hill a little bit lower round, and I think he's got as much or more upside.
You're calling him George Hill. I'm dying.
Yeah, this is an NBA.
Garrett Hill. Listen, man,
it's too good.
I didn't even
know.
The
pitching guru has been stumped on the 4th of July.
This kid struck out like 100 guys in 20 innings, and you're calling him by the wrong name. He's a stud.
I'm going to call him George Hill forever. I may never see him again, but
hopefully he's got more upside than the real George Hill.
He's a little bit older. He's 26, but he's got 98 Ks and 69 and 2/3 innings. We'll take it. Everybody's in play here. Title, have you decided who you want to play here? Or are you even playing these games?
I'm not, but it seems like Plesac and Creamer are the clear chalk and the clear 2 best plays. So I don't know. Garrett Hill, Austin Davis, it's Jalen Beeks. I mean, you can't play Beeks, but I don't know anything about those guys. Of course, Dane Dunning. If you want to get different and make a pivot from one of those 2 guys, Dane Dunning would be the one, but Creamer and Plesac are the guys that I think are clearly the best plays.
Tony, I'm sure when you woke up this morning, you celebrated your victory, and then you looked right at pitching. So what did you say?
Yeah, that was pretty much what happened when I woke up. Just right into George Hill and Zach Plesac.
George Hill.
Yeah, I mean, I think Plesac's a lock. 8K. I'm definitely going to play him. He looks like for sure. I've used him on other slates, and he's crushed a few times for me. Like he got like 31 slate when I did good. He's been good, and he's against Detroit. So I think he's a lock just because the matchup's best. And these dudes, there's some. I mean, Beeks is Cheeks. Davis, I don't even know who that dude is. Yeah, I mean, Dunning or Kramer would be the decision. I guess you could. I mean, this George Hill seriously is decent,
dude. His numbers say he's decent. He's a little bit old, but
I mean, a ton of strikeouts. He did get up to 92 pitches in his last outing, so he should be.
Yeah, I'm playing him then. I like the mojo behind him. So give me Plesac and George Hill.
I'm riding with you on that.
I do think like probably Dunning and Kramer are probably safer for your SP2.
Sure,
but who cares? The 5,800 for George Hill, and we got the mojo behind him. Well, we got to ride him.
And what constitutes mojo? Just mispronouncing his name?
Laughs, like good feelings. I mean, all that
times.
stuff equals up to some good karma. So, yeah.
Is that the apple juice that we see?
Yeah, we're apple this morning. We're not into the good stuff yet.
All right. Title, what are you drinking this morning, buddy?
Water as always.
Yeah, and
as always.
Yeah. Water's good
on the show. I don't know if I've had maybe one White Claw on the show. My water.
I've seen you come on with some gummies in the system before.
Yeah, I've been on a little bender on those lately, so we'll see.
He finally admits it. Hold on a second. What's going on here? We had to keep everything behind the paywall.
Well, then you're the only one that doesn't admit it.
What, are you kidding me? Like all they do is say,
I never do any.
Yeah, I never do edibles.
I never do it.
Never.
That's called not admitting it.
Oh, I'm hungover this morning from him. I had too many yesterday. I was bored.
I don't think I've ever been hungover from him.
You've never been hungover from him?
I don't. Not really.
You haven't eaten enough.
I know.
I don't. I'll be honest. I never like push it too crazy. I got my limit that I like, and I don't like to.
It's good.
Necessarily go over that number. But
Golden pops him like candy when he's bored.
Yeah, I mean, my girlfriend canceled. She got sick yesterday. She might have COVID.
She got sick for the holiday.
Trust me, dude. This broad is not looking good today. I'll just say she is not looking. She's a little wrecked. So I was all right. I'll stay home. I'll watch some baseball, pop some gummies. I watched the movie. I don't remember what it was though. Let's get to the offense. Before we do get to the offense, I do need to do some reads here. How about we say like and subscribe? The like button would be great. Subscribe, little red square down in the right-hand corner. That would be the subscription button. Hit that. I don't know if we got any. Hey, Tony, do we have any codes that you want to throw out there for us? Anything that might work?
So.
MLB 50.
I just sent freaking Hoop a message because he sent. So that last thing I saw was him saying, "Let's move it to 10:30, and I'll hop on." And I get on at 10:30, dead tired from waking up early to do tennis, and the guy's nowhere to be found. Hoop, I'm looking at you. You made me do it at 10:30. Where's that beautiful mug?
It's the only reason I'm on.
He messaged me 30 minutes ago saying that he was going to be on too. He goes, "I got to be out in an hour though."
Yeah.
He's the only reason I came on because I did not see it. We got
freaking Simon defending him here. Simon, there's no defense. You don't need to type that in the chat.
Hold on. It's my fault he's not here? I'll leave if Hoop wants to come on, Simon. I will leave if Hoop wants to come on.
I didn't actually read what Simon said.
I don't care what Simon says.
He didn't come on because Holden came on. I'm dying.
Yeah, don't throw me under the bus because of this. You didn't want to do a $5.
He's got something to add on too. He said.
I didn't. Apparently, there was a message in Discord. I didn't see it, but I got the text from AP at 8:15 here, so 30 minutes ago, and he was saying it was you who pushed up the time on
me.
Yeah,
okay, everyone knows I always tell the truth with these things. I got on. I said, first of all, JSU sent the message, said, can anyone hop on with, I assume, DC and Title. I said, sure, I'll hop on with those guys anytime. I said, let's go at noon, blah, blah, blah. So then I hear AP say he's going to the freaking pool or something for 4th of July. If we can bump it up an hour, he said, well, I'll be on too. I'm like, okay, let's move it to 11. I like to eat lunch at noon anyways. Let's move it to that was because AP though. And then after that, who pops on and says, well, 10:30, I can hop on too. So then I send the tweet, let's do it at 10:30 so they can both go on. Now here we are like donkeys, all of us here an hour and a half early, and they're freaking at the pool and coaching third base at the baseball game.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no question. And I also, Simon, come on, man. I'm not upset. It's fine. You can throw me under the bus all you want, man. I'm good with that. You and
what
me
are you
boys.
getting thrown under for?
I don't know. He's like, you just explain to me. My favorite part is when I come in every day and he goes, Odin, how are you doing? He comes in this English accent. It's just wonderful. Me and him just drop into the English thing. So anyways, that has nothing to do with anything.
I must have never been on early enough to hear that.
Odin, you've never been on early enough? Yeah,
I've never heard English accents.
Oh, you should ask him sometime. Do his English accent for you. It's pretty good.
I don't know if I want to hear it.
You got to get on before 3 minutes before the show. So yeah, you probably have.
It's gonna be tough for you.
I was in the sheets like 1.5 minutes before you guys saw me. It was a quick turnaround.
They're done that for sure.
All right, we'll move on. We'll go to the offenses here. Title, I'm going to start with you, my friend. We got Texas, Baltimore to get to. I don't know. Baltimore at home. It's going to be low 80s. It's not going to be that hot. Wind's not blowing out or anything. They did some adjustments to the park. You got two of the quote unquote better pitchers on the slate here, but the Orioles always are a little bit sexy for me. And there's a couple bats on the Texas side. You want anything in this game?
Yeah, I'm thinking Orioles are a little sexy. I mean, it's a 3-game slate, so I can touch on it really quick. I'm not picking on Kramer because I'm going to play him, so I'm not really going to Texas. Of course, on these 3-game slates, these are the game theory ones where you can one-off someone against your pitcher that has power because you're not expecting 7 scoreless, 10 strikeouts, and he mows them down. So if I'm playing Kramer, I'm fine playing a Corey Seager against him for sure, or something like that. But relatively, I won't be playing more than one hitter against my pitcher probably. But yeah, Baltimore kind of stands out to me a little bit. I'm glad you said they look kind of sexy. I mean, I'm not picking on Plesac, so I'm not playing Detroit. It'd be going against the Mojo to pick on George Hill, so that means I'm not playing Cleveland. So then I'm down to 2 games, two teams, Tampa, Boston. Yeah. I don't really like Tampa, so I have some interest in Boston. So yeah, I mean, I have to have some interest in this game. And this Orioles team's treated me fine this year. Their lineup, like Mullins, I can always play him. Mancini, Santander, Mountcastle, Adley, Austin Hayes, Mateo down there, Odor. Baltimore's my favorite stack on this slate, I think. And this slate's not the best slate. I don't think Dunning's a bad by any means. But yeah, I think Baltimore, of the 6 teams we got to pick from, that's who I have the most exposure to. I really like Mateo down there in the 9-hole. Shortstop, he's cheap, 2.7. He's treated me pretty well. So I like Baltimore. I won't have much Texas, but you can one-off someone.
DC, Texas, yeah. Baltimore. Shit, we can do the whole damn slate if you want to. But.
Yeah, I think we can just kind of
let's do that.
Cover the slate when we're talking. I do think, if we're going Plesac and George Hill in the Guardians Tigers game, we think most people are going to go Plesac and then maybe one of the 2 pitchers in Texas and Orioles, right? Either Kramer or Dunning with Plesac, or maybe Kramer and Dunning both. I think that'll be a reasonably popular combination too. So I do think it makes sense if you're not playing those guys to pick bats against them, right? On the 3-game slate, you get the leverage. So I think again, I do like Kramer a little bit, but you can go either side. I just like the hitters on Texas a little bit better. So I don't mind going that. You obviously get the full 9 innings guaranteed as well, which we like for stacks. So I think game theory wise, it makes sense to go to that Texas Orioles game if you're not using those pitchers, because most people will use one of those 2 pitchers. But I will say, I do generally like the offenses better in Fenway, right? The best hitting environment on this slate, I think pretty clearly. Bullpen games, both of them starting bad lefties, and 2 good offenses. The Red Sox have pretty much the best lineup they could throw out there today against Jalen Beeks and whoever else the Rays decide to roll out. And then the Red Sox starting Austin Davis and a bad bullpen behind him. And the Rays have been hitting pretty well recently. They've been scoring more runs. Their offense finally picking it up. And I like to target Fenway Park in general. So most of my bats will come from, a stack probably from either Rangers or Orioles, and then kind of filling in with Red Sox and Rays, and then probably not many hitters for me because pitching Plesac and Hill.
Okay, Tony, this 3-game slate was your top 2 offenses.
Yeah, I mean, I actually like this slate a lot. Everyone that knows me over the years, I like these shorter game theory slates, and I really like this one actually because I think you can narrow it down way more. I know there's only 3 games, but like people get confused with these slates and they start wanting to spend all the salary. They start wanting to upgrade positions. They don't know how to play these slates. It's like Showdown. People haven't figured out the strategies of short slates and everyone kind of punts it. So I like it. I mean, I'm clearly not going to play any bats in the Indians or the Guardians game. So scratch those 2 off. I hate bullpen games. So I'm definitely not going to play the bats or mini bats. I think you can go for one-offs, especially the Tampa side, like DC said, where a couple of those bats are heating up for Tampa. So you can definitely use. One thing I don't get about the lineup, like A-Raz, in my mind, is their best player. Andy's on fire. Like, why are we hitting him 7th? I don't understand that at all. Like, the dude is flat out on fire right now. Is he not like their best player? Is that just me?
Especially this guy. I don't know about him, but that man, every time I see my phone light up, he's hitting a home run.
Who?
Paredes.
Yeah, like he's good too, and he's in the 5. Harold Ramirez is hot too. He's in the 4. Like, I don't know. Maybe their lineup's just good. I don't know. Like,
well, it's interesting because the Rays know what they're doing, making their lineups.
Yeah.
I mean, these are well thought out lineups, at least,
by numbers wise, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. So that makes you almost makes me think that this offense could be pretty good if they think that their other matchups are so strong that they are batting Rosarena 7th, which I think is, as far as I can remember, the lowest he's batted all season long. So it makes me think that, Diaz and Franco and Ramirez and Paredes must be pretty good plays. So, yeah, I think Tampa could do some damage here.
Yeah, I mean, I like them, and I think they're going to be a perfect just little 2, 3, 4-man stack to go with something else. Yeah. But, I mean, these dudes are on fire when you click these guys up. I really like the middle, though. Harold, Paredes, A-Raz. I like all those guys. I wouldn't play my boy Brett Phillips here. I just hate bullpen games with these 2 teams, though. You got 2 – again, I have no idea the records. We watch this every day. I'm assuming they're both good teams, though, Tampa and Boston. I don't know. They're not going to just punt it off. They're just going to bring in new pitchers when it gets bad. I hate that. But one-offs. And then I think the Baltimore game, like you guys said, I like both offenses here. And both pitchers are going to be owned a lot because of the slate. So if you assume they're both, let's just say 40% owned each, maybe even higher on this slate, I don't know. Like, if we get a bunch of offense, you just ship the slate. And I love slates like that. I like Texas a lot, too. It's my same lineup versus lefties I've been liking. We got my boy Hacksaw up to the 7 hole, although we don't have, I guess, Brad Miller down there. But I like the lineup. Seager, Smith, Simeon, and Adolis both crushed the ball. I like the Texas side. In Baltimore, we've liked all year at Run Pure. I mean, this lineup is super underrated, and I'm on it. So super simple slate for me, but a lot of people are going to overthink it. I'm telling you, they'll spend up for Jose Ramirez if he fits. They'll do things like that I'm just not going to do. And just simple. I mean, we'll play George Hill and Plesac, stack up the Texas game a little bit, and then fill it in with Tampa. I'm not going to play any Boston either. Will be a pretty. I think Boston's the easiest fate of the slate, as crazy as that sounds. Tampa Bay knows how to use these pitchers. Like, unless Boston just pounds them early, which they could. We always say this about bullpen games. Say they score 7 in the first or something, you might get the bad arms. But Boston's going to be owned, the highest owned on the slate, and I'm not going to play any of them.
I'm looking at the Rays have like you can like obviously choose how many, starting pitchers and position players you have on their roster. They have like a super deep bullpen right now that they're going to be running these guys out there. One guy every inning, the best possible matchups that they can, obviously using all the analytics and all that stuff. So I'm with you, Big T. I think going to Tampa over Boston makes a lot of sense. And they'll probably be lower owned. I think the Red Sox will be a popular route today.
Boston just has to be high owned on this slate. They just have to be.
Yep.
Yeah, they will be because they're at home.
Yeah.
I like them.
And they got the highest total. I mean, everything about them. The public's going to be on Boston the most on this slate. I mean, the 4th of July has to be a slate that a lot of the public plays when they don't normally play. So I don't know. Everything about it. I think this slate's going to be really good. I think we're going to crush. As long as our boy George Hill gets us like a 14 spot or something.
Yeah. You guys have any favorite bats from Texas and Baltimore? Like anybody that really stands out? Mountcastle, Mancini, any of these?
I'm going to
dudes?
play Hacksaw, and no one's going to play him.
Duggar.
So,
You're always playing Duggar.
Mateo's the one that no one will play that I'll play at shortstop.
Those are the guys that are going to because people will use the salary to go up. Because when you play these cheaper pitchers, you're going to have money. So if you land on Mateo, like Title said, I think that's the best move on these slates.
Okay, that's the 3-gamer. We got more to get to. There's a 7-gamer later on today. And if you want to give us a little like, we'd appreciate that. Waking up this morning, hanging out with you guys. Give us a like. Corey Pooler, everybody says I need more sun time. It's this damn it's the camera. That's why all my hair is black and my face is so white. I'm not this white and my hair is not this black. I just want to let you know that. Okay, good. Thanks for the talk. Let's move on. Did you like that, Tony? It was a good breakdown, wasn't it? Great stuff by me.
You can't false advertise, Holden. You gotta
no false advertising. I do, no false advertising. So title again, we'll go back to this 6:10 Eastern on FanDuel. You've got the Giants Diamondbacks on FanDuel, right?
Correct.
Okay. So do you want to give any thoughts on that game? And then we'll just move on to the actual slate on the site that cares, or what?
Yeah. I mean, so you look at it, you got Carlos Rodon is starting for the Giants. And I mean, obviously Carlos Rodon, one of the best pitchers so far. He's 10.9K though. FanDuel's done a good job. They finally started pricing these higher owned or these elite pitchers up, where you got 11K for Alex Manoah, Carlos Rodon 10.9, Sean Manaea 10K, Kyle Wright 10.5. So if we're looking up top, Rodon is probably my favorite. He is my favorite on FanDuel, but the 900 from Manaea against Seattle, very good match against Seattle. I think that 900 is going to be enough for me and enough for most people with the ownership, where we see Manaea come in as the highest owned. If you fill out your bats, you like some cheaper stacks that we talk about. I like the idea of going to getting the 900, playing a lower owned Rodon. He has all the upside in the world, obviously. And a lot of people, they play FanDuel, they play DraftKings. They're just going to want to cross off that first game and have the same lock time as DraftKings does. Just ignore that first game, since bats don't really stand out too much in it. I don't have too much interest in the bats, but I think Rodon at 10.9, I think he is a very elite option on FanDuel for sure.
Rodon 10.9 elite option. Let's move on. We'll get to 7-gamer, right? That's what we got tonight. Mets and Reds. Seattle, San Diego. We got the second game for Cleveland, Detroit. So we'll keep that in mind when we're talking about bullpen. St. Louis, Atlanta, Minnesota, the White Sox, and Toronto and Oakland, as well as Colorado with the Dodgers. I mean, I don't care. Arias, DC, how is Arias not like the SP1 with Colorado going on the road here?
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly make a case for him. 8,300. He started off the year not pitching well. His velocity was down in the first month or so, but has been kind of his normal self, right? Which is a top end pitcher over the last month or so. Has looked really good pitching at home. Colorado, love targeting them on the road. First game, I believe, out of Coors Field in a while. So you like that as well. So yeah, I think Urias at 8,300, a very good way to go, but there are a few good options. I do think it's a slate where you probably want to spend for pitching, because there are good, 4 or 5 good options up top, and then the cheap guys, I'm not really interested in them in the most part. So I think, on DraftKings, Urias is about as cheap as I want to go at 8,300. Compare him with one of several guys. I like Alek Manoah the best at the top there, 9,300. Been awesome all season, was awesome last year as a rookie. And you got to remember, I mean, he's pitching most of his games in the AL East, right? Against the Red Sox, against the Yankees, even the Rays have a good offense in Hitters Parks, Yankee Stadium and Fenway and Rogers Center. Now he gets to go all the way out to Oakland, in one of the top 3 or 4. Pitchers Park for sure. He always goes deep into games. And it's the freaking A's. They're awful. So this looks like a game where Manoah seems like he has a really high floor and upside to go deep in the games and rack up the strikeouts. So that's probably my favorite pairing, Julio Urias, Alek Manoah. But you can look at Kyle Wright, good pitcher, a little bit cheaper than Manoah. I bet he'll be lower owned. Sean Manaea, like Title mentioned, gets Seattle at home. I prefer Manoah over Manaea, but you could make the case for Manaea. I wouldn't really argue too much with it. And then even guys like Taijuan Walker have been good recently. Hunter Green has big strikeout upside. each and every start. Tough matchup against the Mets, but decent contrarian options there. So really those top 6 pitchers are where I'm going to be landing in terms of my DraftKings lineups. Again, Manoah, Urias, my favorite combination, but no problem mixing in the other 4 guys, right? Manaea, Walker, Green. I think they all have some appeal to them on this slate.
Yeah, everybody seemed to be on Green last start. You've got Great America Small Park. I mean, can you really trust Taijuan Walker at that point? Urias, number 1 title for me, going up against Colorado, but he's probably going to be super chalky. What do you want here? What do you want to do with pitcher?
I mean, I think there's 3 pitchers that are going to get the ownership. It's going to be Manoah, it's going to be Manaea, and it's going to be Urias. I think they're the clear 3 best pitchers on the slate. If I do have to make a pivot to someone in GPPs, it probably is Hunter Green, just because I think he's going to be very low owned after his last start. You see the Mets total, which is very high, and you see a strikeout props at 5.5. Like, this guy is the boomer bust GPP guy. You play GPPs, you can get him at 10%, let's say, which I think is reasonable on this slate. He could go out there and actually get you a 30 burger, which is you can't say that about too many other pitchers. He can also go out there, get shelled, and get -3.
Get shelled.
Huh?
He's going to get shelled.
Yeah, I mean, that's the pivot. He's going to be less than 10% owned. The 3 pitchers I like, Manoah, Manaea, Julio Urias. I'm not going to Kyle Wright against his pesky St. Louis team. Not going Taijuan Walker. I agree with DC. Everything below Urias just isn't good. So, yeah, I think eating the chalk at pitcher today, Manoah, Manaea, Urias, pick 2 of the 3 makes sense. But that would be the GPP pivot in the $15 or whatever, since he does have the upside.
Okay, very good. Tony, what do you want to do here? Manoah on the road?
I mean, honestly, I think pitching might be the easiest on a show I've done all year. I might just play the 2 guys, Manaea and Manoah. They look like clearly the best, and they're underpriced at $9K and $9,300. I don't see a reason to pivot off of them. We can get different on offense. I'm never playing Urias. Dude goes 80 pitches. I hate watching him pitch. He's a good real life pitcher. I would never use him at 50% on, like, ever. I would never do that. So I won't play him. I mean, in the Reds game, I mean, I think both pitchers are decent options, but it's hot as balls here. And the park sucks. The offense, I mean, the Mets offense has been great all year. I don't see any reason to use Hunter Green. Like, I think he gets totally shelled. If I was going to use either one, though, I mean, they're the same. How much are they both? I was looking at FanDuel.
Pretty much the same.
88
price.
And 86. So, like, how could you possibly use Hunter Green over Taijuan Walker when one offense sucks and the other one is good? I get the game theory of it, but sometimes in baseball, like Manaea and Manoah just look clearly like the 2 best guys for me, outside of just a pivot in your 150 or something. But even in my 150, I legit might just lock those 2. I might play a tad bit of Taijuan Walker just because this Reds offense is just total garbage. And Taijuan's always been way better against righties. And they don't have any Votto and Moustakas. Like, I don't know. I'm probably just going to play the 2 guys, though. They both look like locks.
I mean, we did see back-to-back games, Spencer Strider and Charlie Morton just absolutely own this Reds team in Great American. Yeah. So Taijuan Walker's not quite on their caliber, but he's obviously capable of it. So, yeah, I think – but, yeah, the 3 guys, Manoah, Manaea, and then Urias, I think are where you want to be for the most part.
I'm actually, like, stunned how – they act like Taijuan Walker's going to be low owned too.
Anyone outside of those 3?
I mean, if Taijuan Walker's low owned, like how is he not a better play than Hunter Green? Like, I don't. I think
they're both. I think they're both just not. I mean, you see the strikeout prop.
I want some title action since you like Hunter better. I'll take. Taijuan Walker has to be
not playing anyone. I'm playing 2 of those 3 guys up top. Like,
yeah, but I want some title bucks. Don't be nervous. You said Hunter Green's way better, so I want some.
No, I said he has more upside than GPP.
DC, can he ever let me get a little sniff on it? He won't ever come in until
we'll find something later in the show.
I want this one because Taijuan Walker's gonna lap Hunter Green.
I mean, I get it.
They're both low owned, so
that's have implied.
They're both the same price. They're both low owned, so there's no cop out there.
There's upside. There is upside.
There's not upside from Taijuan Walker, who went for 30 in 2 of his last 4 games.
Hunter Green has more upside, I think.
Oh, that's why we got to bet. He's got more upside.
We're betting upside. How can you bet upside?
Whoever gets more points, we can even do it. Say 30. If neither one of them gets 30, neither one of us wins.
All right.
For 100.
Wow, I've never seen Title Cave. You did it, Tony.
Well, that's upside. I mean, that's what I was.
Neither of these guys are getting 30 anyway. So
get on in here then, DC.
I mean, I don't think it's 90 degrees there. I don't think anyone's getting 30 in that game either. But if one does, I hope it's Hunter Green.
I'll let you take my money in DFS like you normally do. That's enough for me.
You should just play the two guys anyways, but they both are in good matchups. They're in good parks. I just play those two. They're only a couple hundred more than these guys too. I mean, it's going to be 100 degrees in Cincy today. It's hot. It's so hot.
Yeah, I mean, the total keeps going up.
Yeah, the ball's going to be flying out of the park.
All right. We are 66 days.
I can't wait for a hundy from Title.
You ain't getting 30 from Taiwan.
He scored 32 of the last 4 games.
That'll be 2 of the last 5 games after this game.
Who did he do it again? I hope he did it against some good teams. Who did he do it?
He didn't do it.
Miami and the Angels. That is gross.
Yeah, and it wasn't 90.
I was hoping to see a better team than that. Although it is the Reds. The Reds' offense sucks. Yeah, I can't wait.
Okay, so let me read a couple things off to you here. First of all,
your hair does look a little gray, Holden. You were right.
Finally, see?
Yeah, it looks a little gray back there.
It is it's gray back. I'm freaking 48 in 2 weeks. Of course it's going to be gray, The balls are going to drop within the next 10 years. That's going to be awful. Nothing's worse than Joe Paterno's balls, by the way. That's gross. Anyways, he's dead. Let's move on and talk about hitting the like button would be great. If we get to 700 for this show, that would be wonderful. And then don't forget that the NFL is 66 days and 6 hours away. And if you play best ball, we got shows here. PumaCom, Simon says a whole bunch of stuff about best ball. So if you get a chance, check out his content. And we got the Underdog early NFL best ball, $10 million best ball mania 3 contest. Use the code RUNPURE. New signups get $100 deposit matching bonus with their first deposit. Did you hop on the show Title? Did you do that yet?
Yeah. Last week, Simon, myself, Snyder broke it down. I've been in the best ball streets. Whenever I'm bored, fire up some best ball drafts.
It's going well, huh? All right. Huh? You hope.
I hope.
Well, you'll find out in 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah.
So let's get to the offense, boys. DC, we'll start with the Mets and the Reds. Just talked about that, how it's going to be hot as balls tonight. What do you want to do here?
Well, we know Big T's stacking against Hunter Green. So
yes, he is.
We'll get that one out of the way.
I mean, the Mets are literally going to score 15 runs. Like, we should have another bet Title that one of them
I'll
gets
take
negative
15. Sure.
Negative. Sure. If either one of them gets negative 10 or more, then it's another.
Right, we were talking upside. We're not talking. I said he could get negative 4. I wouldn't be surprised. I ain't doing that bet.
He's gonna get shelled. The Mets are free money tonight.
Big T's talking to me. I'm kind of a Hunter Green guy, but Big T's talking me onto the Mets here because
they have a 5.4 by total.
I mean, they're gonna score literally 15 runs. Like, I'm glad we're on this show because we're literally shipping today for sure.
And I mean, the Mets have low strikeout rates. Obviously, the home run park. The Mets look good to me here. The Reds in theory, but I just don't see many names that I really want to click on outside of perhaps a Joey Votto one-off. So yeah, give me the Mets here against Hunter Green, who has a home run problem that if he's giving up fly balls today, they're not coming back. So I do like the Mets. I think you can kind of go up and down their lineup, but obviously the top 6 or 7 is, we don't obviously have lineups yet, but predicted top 6 or 7 is probably where you want to go for the most part.
It would suck if any of their big guys sit, but their team total is 5.5, and that is, oof. I mean, that's already a lot. So interesting. Okay.
There's literally no way they don't score more than that, Holden. Just bet it.
I already did.
Yeah.
There's literally no way. I mean, there's a lot of ways.
Yeah, there's literally no way.
There's a lot.
Big T rolls out of bed, just supreme confidence today.
We've done, how many shows have we done this year, DC? I haven't been that confident. I'm confident in these 2 slates. The Mets are going to crush it. I've watched all Hunter Green starts. He's good, but he doesn't match up good at all with this Mets team. They're going to crush him.
I'm going to tail Big T today. I'm riding with you.
We're gonna ship. It's going to be a fun day.
I'm already with them.
I'm digging in. I pulled up these K rates from these Reds guys. Like, it's absurd. I mean, the Mets are just, what are the Mets even favored by in this? It's only 170. Like, it's just a lock.
All right. The bet's in.
Smart man, Holden.
Even money.
Title on tilt. You'd love to see it. Starting off.
I'm not on tilt.
He's thinking about the floaties here in like an hour. He's already on the inner tube going down the creek.
So you said you said you got floaties. You don't have the ones for your arms, do you? Like you're actually getting
for his arms.
Like a tube?
What kind of question is
That'd be the best picture ever if
Some
he had
people
him
can't
around his
swim.
arms.
I know people that can't swim.
They don't put floaties on.
Well, how else you gonna go? A life jacket?
A life jacket or something.
Wear a life jacket?
I would
life
have
jacket
floaties on my arm for sure.
Yeah.
Pretend I hopped off a jet ski or something. I mean,
if you ever have floaties on, you got to just stay home.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be great. Do you think that would be a good, title? The younger crowd out there. Would the ladies enjoy that if I walked out of a pool with floaties on my arms? Would they think it was funny?
Who is this dude?
You better have a lot of cheese if you got the floaties on.
Yeah,
I'm rich.
If you got enough cheese, it might work for you.
Tony, would you get away with it? Could you get away with it, Tony?
Hell no, I'm not getting away with floaties. Are you
I just
kidding
won
me?
100K last night, ladies.
Yeah, 100K and getting it done with floaties on.
Right. Title actually left and came back, and we're still talking about floaties. So let's move on to the next game. Tony, you're sounding super cocky about this, so that's great. And I have a feeling you want nothing to do with Seattle and San Diego. Would that be correct?
Oh yeah, no way I'm playing bats in that game.
DC.
I'll have some Julio Rodriguez. Going to take Manaea deep.
That guy is freaking good.
He's amazing.
So, and maybe some Eugenio Suarez too. They're projected to hit 1-2. Not going with the full stack against Manaea, but I do think those guys can absolutely get him. So, yeah, I'll have some Manaea, but on teams I don't, definitely going to mix in Rodriguez and Suarez, but we'll probably keep it to those two guys.
Rodriguez.
Those are my favorite type of plays too, where the pitcher is going to be the highest owned on the slate. You got some great splits. They don't have to crush them. All they need is one bomb, and they're there. So I even like it on like Manaea teams, even though people never do that.
Yeah, it's a one-off there.
I can see it happen tons like that, where it's like 4-2, but the two guys DC said hit bombs. Like I could see that. Both those guys crush lefties. Who's playing a $5,600 Rodriguez against no one?
Manaea.
Even when they don't have Manaea, they're not playing. People don't play guys on a 3.5 team total. Like Julio, that's a good call for me and DC. Might be hand in hand tonight.
Big T still locked in. He's calling the exact score of the game, 4-2. The exact two guys who will hit the home runs. This is. You
called the home runs. I just agreed with you.
Big T's going to put that 100K he won yesterday to shame on this 4th of July baseball. So that.
Yeah.
Open your mouth a little bit wider there, DC. Let's see how much you can fit in there. My God, you guys are just in a bromance today. It's just too much. It's like
you got a problem with us winning?
I love you and you love me. It's too mushy for me, man. It's crossed the line. It's like, fine, you can agree on things, but now it's just like, let's hold hands and wear floaties in the pool.
Mouth, though? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I was talking about his phallus and then your throat. That's what I was talking about.
God.
Couldn't do that? Oh, Tony. Oh, it's so bad, Tony. All you ever say is he sucks him off. Come on, give me a break, Tony. Give me a break here. By the way, back to that Mets thing real quick. If you're not playing Eduardo Escobar, I don't know what you're doing. The dude he finally got out of his slump. Like the last 3 games, he looks just beautiful. Actually, that whole team got out of their slump, it seems like. But okay, we'll move on to game number 3 because we are titled. Did you have anything to say about Seattle, San Diego, by the way? Yeah. Game number 2, Cleveland, Detroit title. This will be, hopefully we'll have some tired arms out of the bullpen, but you want to target this one? Steven?
Well, yeah, I was going to, so what? It looks like Pickington and Faedo or something. Neither of those two, Faedo. They're both cheeks, right?
Why'd they even put this frigging game on there?
Well, it looks like there could be weather concerns in Detroit and in Chicago for the White Sox. So that's something to look at. Assuming it all plays, though. These two aren't any good from what I see. The bullpens, game 2, so some arms in the bullpen would be used.
You're going to see some offense out too, though. Like these aren't going to be their top flight offenses going into game 2. They're going to sit guys.
Everything's worth looking at, but it's going to be 80 over 85, 2 bad pitch. This game looks like one I want to load up on. Again, yeah, you have to look. I mean, if Jose Ramirez is out, man, stacking Cleveland looks way, way worse. And Detroit, if they just have a garbage lineup, which can't get much worse and they really roll out. But like, I like Riley Green. I'm fine playing a little Javi Baez. If Eric Haas is in the lineup, I always like playing him at catcher. G. Risen's boy Torkelson. I mean, this looks like a game that's staring me in the face for game 2 if the weather holds up.
G. Risen's boy Torkelson has been stuck at 2K the entire season.
Yeah, I know. I see that. It doesn't move.
You just can't get any better. I know. DC, you want to make any plays out of this Cleveland-Detroit game?
I think if I go here, because I don't love the individual bats, but the pitchers are awful. So if you want to go to a full stack against one of these two teams, especially if we see fireworks in that first game and, teams run through their bullpens or something like that, I don't mind it. But that'll probably be my approach with these two teams. Just, sometimes you just full stack against shit pitchers and it works out. So that would be my approach here. Probably won't go with any one-offs though.
Uncle T in the chat today. My whale cock play of the day. Mets over half a run, minus 10,000. That's an awful bet, Uncle T. You should not try in those bets. Long term, you're not going to win money. Tony, anything from game 2 here? Cleveland, Detroit?
No, definitely not.
All right, good. That's what I thought. So we can move on to St. Louis, Atlanta. Here we go. Huh? Well, I don't want to target right. I don't know if anybody wants to play some Atlanta bats against Hudson, though. Title. I wish Gary was here to tell us which Braves bats to play, but I'm sure you can do it too.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be Gary and say, yeah, you can play the Braves in this spot. Good implied total, 90 degrees pretty much in Atlanta. I mean, look at their lineup. You can play these dudes pretty much all the time. So I think picking on Dakota Hudson's fine. I think the Braves have one of the highest implied totals. It's a great lineup. I mean, I don't know what more needs to be said. You can play them. I mean, we don't know the lineups obviously right now, but you assume they're going to roll out their all-star lineup as usual, and 1 through 9 is always in play.
DC, who would you be your favorite here?
Yeah, definitely the Braves side. Dakota Hudson can't strike anybody out. That's the Braves' biggest weakness by far. So if you're telling me these power bats are going to be making contact, I'll take my chances with those guys. High team total. I won't probably won't pick on Kyle Wright on this slate. I just think there are better spots to go to, much worse pitchers out there. But another good park, 90 degrees in Atlanta. It plays like a hitter's park generally anyway. And yeah, give me these Braves bats against Hudson. I mean, pretty much all of them. They've got a kind of a 1 through 9 lineup most of the time. Even Michael Harris down at the bottom, an absolute stud. So you can really go to any of these guys. They're expensive for sure. But yeah, if I had to choose one, it would be Matt Olson swinging from the left side against Dakota Hudson. But you can really go to most of this lineup.
I mean, Dansby Swanson has just been going bananas, man. Incredible. This dude's in a breakout. It's nice to see what he's done. What do you have? A couple doubles, a home run the other night. Tony,
they're all on fire.
They're all on fire.
Like, look at up and down the line. Even our boy Ozuna hit 2 bombs yesterday. The guy we all hate. The lineup's just so good. I mean, they just crush. And you look up and down the lineup, like these guys said. I don't know how anyone wouldn't like. I mean, you could argue ownership, like always in baseball. Like if you don't like them, I don't think it's because of the matchup or the spot. It's just ownership where you want to get different or something. But just looking in a blanket, though, these guys are great plays, without a doubt.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
not playing St. Louis, though, against Ryan. I'm with these guys in this game, just Atlanta.
I'm not going to mess. I mean, Nolan Arenado is another guy. That guy is he's got going. But the interesting thing about them is they played a late game last night, and now they had to go to what? They had to go from Philly on down. I mean, Arenado had back-to-back 30-point DK nights, but again, if you're playing right, I guess you go with a one-off if you want to. We'll move on to the next one.
You can always play a guy like that in a one-off. Those are sometimes the best plays when they crush. Like you get 30 or something from them, you're going to have very much success. Obviously.
Very much success. I like it.
You like that.
Tony, Minnesota White Sox. I know what DC's already going to say about the White Sox and the Twins, so you might as well get
Twins,
it.
Man,
first.
like
I'm not playing the Twins today.
Oh, well, I know what you're doing with the other side too.
We got to have a pack though with the Twins. Like we got to just write them off. They never come through for us, and it feels like they have the nut spot every day, like every freaking day. So
I mean,
when they got Garrett Cole, they'll come through.
They'll go through against Garrett Cole. I'm writing this game. These two teams have been just insanely disappointing. The only thing two of my favorite guys I've just put in the one-off bucket, Polanco, who's been pretty good for the Twins, even though they've sucked. And then Moncada continues to be 2,400. Yeah, he's been terrible, but I've played worse for 2,400. I'll tell you that. So just the two one-offs for me. I hate these teams right now.
You hate them?
They never score.
Not when you play them. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's true. Title?
I like the White Sox side more. I mean, Johnny Cueto, I do not think this dude's any good, but he just finds a way to get it done. So I'm done picking on him. And then you guys talk all about Minnesota. So I'm not going to that side. I think the White Sox are a little interesting. Again, there is some weather concerns in this one, so monitor it when it gets closer to lock. Their implied total is pretty solid, going up throughout the day a little bit, 85. And, man, their lineup is healthy if you look at it. Like, if Gavin Sheets is in the lineup at 2.2K, Big T's boy Moncada 2.4, Abreu 3.9. I think a mini stack or something to fill out your lineup makes some sense with them.
All right, DC, you're not playing the Twins. No. Are you playing La Russa's boys?
No, I'm just fading this game. I'm hoping for a low-scoring game between Cueto and Bundy. Two crusty veterans going to get the job done and limit these offenses, I'm hoping.
All right, then I'll go right back to you with Toronto and Oakland. Blue Jays in that big park. Any interest there? And we're already playing Manoah, so why bother with the A's, DC?
Yeah, I don't think I've played an A's bat all year long, and today won't be the day. But the Blue Jays side, I think, is interesting. It does look like it's going to be a little bit warmer in Oakland, and it's obviously a good pitcher's park. But the Blue Jays have the power to kind of overcome that, right? Up and down the lineup, can do damage. Cole Irvin gives up a ton of fly balls. He does survive at home pretty well, but he doesn't face the Blue Jays every day, who I think might run out 9 right-handed bats against the lefty Cole Irvin. Everyone knows the big names: Springer, Bichette, Vlad, Alejandro Kirk, I think will be back in the lineup today. Teoscar Hernandez is on fire. Even the bottom of this lineup, Matt Chapman coming back to Oakland for a revenge game scenario. He crushes lefties and had no problem hitting bombs in the Oakland Coliseum. So I like this Blue Jays lineup pretty much 1 through 9. Yeah, obviously, depending on what kind of lineup they roll out there, I think they can hit some bombs off Cole Irvin, get into that Oakland bullpen, which is horrible as well. So, yeah, Blue Jays, one of my favorite stacks on this slate for sure. And I think, you just never see big totals in Oakland. So 4.7 for the Blue Jays, it's not one of the highest on the slate, but it is very high for a game in Oakland, and I think they can do some damage here. So love the Blue Jays today.
Title, you want some Blue Jays on the road in Oakland?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it, but the thing is, you can't play everyone. If I'm going to pay for expensive bats, I'm going to go to Atlanta over Toronto personally, so I just won't find myself on them, really.
You don't like those West Coast ballparks at night. I know that, Tony. Does this keep you off the Blue Jays, though?
Literally, my favorite thing in baseball is when these big offenses that have been crushing go to these huge ballparks like Oakland, because people don't adjust. They just keep playing them. And like DC said, sometimes I can gain a lot from just listening without people realizing it. He said Irvin's been better at home, so I pull him up. He hasn't given up a home run all year at home, not a single home run. He's faced Houston. He's faced a couple tougher matchups. I mean, I just think the ballpark's huge. And like Title said, I can play the Braves. I can play, who's the other? The Mets, who I love. You don't need to stack everything. So I'm going to be off Toronto, and people will play Toronto just because they always get a little bit, especially after they've been good all weekend, scoring some runs. And yeah, it's my favorite thing to fade these big offenses when they get to the West Coast.
All right, one game to go. So before we do that, like button would be awesome. We'd appreciate that. Bottom right-hand corner, there's a red button. It says subscribe. You get notifications for all of our shows. We're about at 9,300 subscribers, so that's good. And then also want to remind you or let you know what you get when you do sign up at Run Pure Sports. So I'm looking at it right now. We got the cores. DC, you got an early core today, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So DC has his core. We got Gary, JT Hayes, Uncle T, all those guys. Gary did the playbook today. And by the way, if you're a subscriber, I just learned this the other day. Big T puts his core in his player pool on his own page. So all you got to do is go look at that. You're getting Big T stuff every day. So he says he works hard on it too. You might as well check it out. Right, Big T?
I'm still slightly offended. You didn't even know I was doing it.
Oh, who does promotions at RPS? Let me throw them under the bus. Oh, I do promotions?
Yeah.
We should get Joey Work to do it. He always sells shit. He could sell hot sauce. Joey Work should be our promotions guy.
That's a good point. If you could sell hot sauce, then you're pretty good at selling stuff, I think.
I don't know if he sells any hot sauce, but I know he tries to sell hot sauce, and it's very convincing. It makes me want his hot sauce.
I've actually thought about like ordering a case when he talks about it. So I think you're onto something here.
He did offer me a free bottle, and I was like, I can't do it though. I think it'd probably wreck my body. It's got habanero in it, but
you're scared of a little heat?
Sauce Bay. Habanero. Yeah. You don't want to be around me after a little bit of heat. It's not good, pal.
I don't want to be around you anyway, Golden. Hot sauce or not.
Well, you haven't been around me yet, buddy. You just wait. I'll win you over. Probably not.
I'll win you over.
Colorado at the Dodgers, our last game. Tony, it's West Coast. You're not going to fuck with it.
So we talked about this the other day on the show, though. I know Freeland doesn't strike anyone out, and I know Mookie's back. But Mookie crushed, of course, his first game back. It looks great right away. But like lefties against the Dodgers, they've crushed the Dodgers, and I just don't see the people will play the Dodgers. They always do, a lot like Toronto. I'm taking the Mets and Atlanta over Toronto and the Dodgers is kind of my offensive stance of the slate. And I don't hate Freeland either. I think he limits hard contact enough. He doesn't strike anyone out is the issue, but I don't know. Let's see what these guys think.
DC?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you see teams like the Dodgers who they basically went in that big slump as soon as they lost Mookie Betts. They get him back. He looks like his normal self. And I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to see them kind of pick it up and start hitting again. Certainly, the market makers think so. 5.5 total for the Dodgers here. Yeah, I like them a little bit. I agree. I'm not as high on the Dodgers as I am on the Mets, the Braves, and the Blue Jays. But if I'm playing a lot of teams, certainly Dodgers are clear fourth for me. I'll leave it at that.
Clear. Okay. Title, you want to hit the Dodgers here?
I mean, yeah, they just saw Freeland last start too, and Freeland had a pretty good outing. He went 6 innings. He picked up the win. He had 6 hits against him and stuff. But I think that's advantage Dodgers. I don't think Freeland's too great. They just saw him get Mookie back in the lineup. The thing is, like Mookie's 4.3K. These Dodgers are going to be like, I think they are the chalk team. And pitchers like DraftKings doesn't have them priced up where you're paying for Rodon or Minaya or something. You're paying over 10K. 9.3K, 9K, 8.3 for the pitchers that we like. I think you do have some money to fill an expensive bat. So Mookie will be the first one in some lineups. Next month, he's still there, 4.3K, dual position eligibility. So you just have to know how to get different with your Dodger stacks if you go there. I like the Braves more, but I think it's advantage Dodgers that they just saw him. So I definitely like him.
What's interesting from a game theory standpoint, I think Mookie Betts being 4.3K, like, raises all the other guys hitting behind him like another like 5 or 10% because everybody wants to start their lineup with Mookie Betts, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll throw in Turner and Freeman and Will Smith and all those guys. So they'll be higher owned than they would be if Betts was just normally priced, which is kind of interesting.
So I got some stats that people won't like because they're my form of stats. But so we actually have a pretty big sample, the Dodgers versus Freeland, 222 at bats, which I think is pretty big versus one guy. You got where was it at? You got Mookie Betts 4 for 20 he hit 1 bomb, but 9 strikeouts, 20 at bats, 9 strikeouts from Freeland. That's like absurd. I like that a lot from the Freeland side. You got who else is up top? You got Freddie Freeman 4 for 17, Max Muncy 5 for 22. Like Freeland, and there's Coors games mixed in here.
Say, half those games are probably Coors too.
That's what I mean. Like, so I don't see any success. I'm looking up and down to see if anyone's hit him hard. Austin Barnes 3. He probably won't be in the lineup, but 3 for 24. He's looked good. I think it's a really good spot. So the one guy that has had a little bit of success, 14 for 45, Justin Turner, but no bombs there. I don't know. The numbers, I think Freeland is a pretty good to limit him tonight.
Okay. Well,
I know people don't usually like the BVP, but if I see a huge sample like that, I don't know. He's done good in the past.
Like Freeland. I mean, Freeland's been the same pitcher his whole career. He's been on the same team his whole career, and the Dodgers lineup hasn't changed all that much. So
I wonder how many of those were in cores. I'm definitely not smart enough to figure that out, but I'm sure at least half of them or close to half of them have been.
You'd think so.
All right, boys, we've done it. We've gotten through the show. We did 2 different slates. If you missed any of it, make sure you come back and you check it out. So like button on the way out would be great. Subscribe to our channel, bottom right-hand corner. If you get a chance, check out the site. If you're not a subscriber, especially, we got playbooks, we got core plays, Wimbledon. Even Tony did a whole bunch of Wimbledon stuff today. So that's going on. MMA, UFC. Bruce is doing what? All the LOL stuff still, all the video games. I'm sure that's out there. Bruce, by the way, wonderful pool. It's a very nice pool. He puts it on Twitter all the time. I need to moving out to Texas.
Bruce's house looks sweet.
You go over there yet?
Bruce is the best dude. Bruce is just such a
nice guy. Title, did you go over to Bruce's yet? You need to go to Bruce's house. He'll take care of you.
College football.
It's like 3 hours from me, so I have not.
I mean, you throw your floaties on, take the river. You'll be there in 6, but it'll be a
have
nice
them
trip.
on my arms. So what do you mean?
Float down the river to Bruce's with floaties on your arm. There you go.
I mean, listen, I'm just here for good advice today. That's all I want to do is give good advice. And, maybe I did it there. Okay, let's get out of here. Anything else coming up later today, boys? Or are we done for the 4th of July? We did all our stuff. We taped it. We're great. Okay. For title, for DC, for the Tone Dog, I'm Holden, and it was wonderful. Simon, get us out of here.
Happy 4th.
Good luck, everybody.